Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to the second stream of today, where we are going to be checking out some more of the Cradle of Civilization's DLC, which was very kindly given to me by Paradox. So what happened in the last session? Basically, we started out as the Timurids, and the Timurids were horribly broken because Ming was able to meddle in their affairs. So basically, you start as Timurids, Ming comes in and goes, I'm going to support your independence. And because Timurids are so reliant on their vassal states, it just all falls apart very quickly. So we have switched over to the Mamluks instead, and I'm having a much better time with the Mamluks. They're actually really good fun. Partially because the Ottomans are just having a really bad time of it so far. They were beaten in a war by Albania. They lost land, I think, to Serbia and Bosnia. Albania's obviously expanded. The Byzantines, still alive, and in fact expanding down here in Greece. Meanwhile, we in the Mamluks have just taken out Medina to basically connect our lands down to Hejaz, which is our vassal, as is Fadl. We have also taken up a bunch of territories on our way down towards Ethiopia, and we've basically been clashing there with the Ethiopians about the middle territories. And just before we ended, I realized that virtually all of these Arabic miners really want to be our friends, although that has apparently just changed since loading. Of course it has, because that would totally make sense. But basically, looking at the diplomacy, they are very willing to accept vassalization. We just need to get our relations up high enough with them. So we've been working on doing that with Najd here, and we are in fact improving relations with them right now. And we should be able to do that. Plus we can get royal marriages and that type of thing. I think we also started doing it with... who's that? Najuran. Yeah, we've just started befriending them. We're starting to improve relations. So we're going after Najd and Najuran. There are probably a couple of others that we want to go after. Shamnar was certainly one of them. Although, noticing our relations with them right now, it's pretty low. So probably with Shamnar, we would be better off just declaring war on them. So I think I might actually just do that. We are also currently in the process of integrating Fadl. So I'm a little bit concerned that once we integrate that, then other nations are going to be much less willing to become our vassals. So that is a concern that we will need to address at some point in the future. But anyway, like I said, this is a preview of the new DLC, which is due out on the 16th. So in technically 4 days from now, seeing as it's 3 minutes past 12, but you know what I mean, 5 days really. So if you want to know anything about the features, what's coming in, if you want to see any of the stuff for realsies, then just let me know and I will be happy to do that. In the meantime though, let's just get on with things. So we're just letting time pass by. We are currently drilling our cavalry. So all of our cavalry are currently being drilled, which means that they are on full... full maintenance while they are drilling. They are getting additional skill, which increases their fire damage, shock damage, and also reduces the fire damage and shock damage that they receive. Furthermore, it increases the strength of our general. They have a percentage chance every year of gaining an additional skill point, so that is pretty cool too. Our minion is doing the same. They are drilling, so are they. The reason I basically chose to do the cavalry is because as the Mamluks we do get some cavalry bonuses, which means that our cavalry are just going to be even stronger. And also I didn't really want to pay for the entire army. Fadl's royal marriage has ended. That probably doesn't matter, as we are already integrating them. So that's all good. Meanwhile, Shamnar are fighting a bunch of people and it looks like actually losing. So we do need to be a little bit concerned about the fact that other people might try and grab some of these territories. The other one that we would like to grab at some point is Mordred Badri here, before Ethiopia can do that. They're allied with the Lothian, so we shouldn't have any problem doing this. And they're Coptic, so none of the Muslim nations will care if we take them out. So I think we will need... man, I really need more diplomats. This is not something I say very often, but we need more diplomats. So I can actually do all of the things that I want to do right now with the improving relations and the... Actually, did we fabricate a claim on you? I don't think we did. No, I don't think we did. Although actually the way to check would be to check our own diplomacy for Conquest CB on Medri Bodri. Yeah, we have. So we just need to declare that war basically. So first of all, army maintenance up. Bring these guys down. Yes, you can stop drilling. You guys send down as well. And then I need to stop improving relations with one of you guys. Probably you, because it's already been improved by 73 and it's sitting at 50. So I'm not sure that Najran is going to be. I'm not sure we're going to be able to. I mean, we can certainly form the alliance, which would improve relations even further. What provinces are needed to form Egypt? That is a good question. So that is one of the decisions that we have got. We need an admin tech of 20. All right, so we're a long way away from doing that, and we need to make sure we have the Mamluk government, which we have. What? I think it's basically the admin tech is 20. No, we don't have a Mamluk government. We have a Iktar. No, we do have a Mamluk government. Why is that saying that we can't form Egypt? And we can form Arabia with our admin tech being at least 10. So Arabia would actually be easier for us to get, because I think we can consolidate those territories. Unifying Islam would be rather more difficult. Yeah, it's mostly just the admin tech, because we control it all otherwise. Cool. So our armies are heading south. We have a free diplomat slot. I could just go ahead and declare war, though I think I'm going to wait until we're actually adjacent to them, so that we can just go, oh, squish, and just walk in and take them out. That is, I think, the best option right now. Diplomatic move. Diplomacy between nations was often affected by random factors from both sides involved. Most of the time, these factors beyond the control of foreign ministers. So diplo power or Ethiopia opinion improves. I don't really care about Ethiopia's opinion. The other thing which I need to turn off, which I've noticed and it's annoying me, is that units continue to move. I want to turn that off. I don't like it. I don't like it. How do I do that? Moving units. No. Apply. So this means that when they actually arrive in a province, they go blip. So they just appear rather than go. Because it always annoys me when they look like they're moving when in fact they're not, and they're still on the way. And just tell me when you're there. It's fine. Just tell me when you arrive. Okay, now we can declare war because our armies have arrived and we're on full power. Also, Elodie is saying they wouldn't join the war, so we can go ahead and confirm. We can just jump in, kill them. We may lose some of the navies here, which unfortunately Hejaz has already lost their fleets once. And we're about to squish you. Squishy, squish, squish, squish. Boom. Alright, so our cavalry army I'm just going to send back home, and we're going to siege this area down with these guys. In fact, no, we'll send this 7 there. And this should be more than sufficient to take out the country and just siege them down. Perfect, so we're sending the cavalry back north so that we can start them, or continue them, drilling. You have finished. I'm going to wait until we've signed the peace deal, because peace deals do take Diplo power. So we're going to sign that peace deal, then we'll probably use some of that Diplo to do stuff. Also, we have got a development cost reduction still, and we have got military power that we could spend, and admin power, technically. Because I basically want to wait until the Renaissance arrives in our lands before we go too far into technology, otherwise it just gets more and more expensive. So yeah, that sounds like a good plan. We are not fighting anyone anymore, so we may as well get rid of the maintenance. Wow, we are suddenly making a lot of money. Probably because my trade buildings have just come up on... Nope. We're just making money. Our army maintenance is right down. I mean, I know we reduce maintenance, that would make sense, but I could have sworn we were spending a hell of a lot more than that. Oh, I know why. It's because these guys aren't drilling. That's going to increase the price dramatically. There you go. That's what the difference was. Chamomile team and a stream. A relaxing way to spend a Saturday night. A stream and a whiskey. That's what does it for me. But I do also have tea. Whiskey and tea go surprisingly well together, actually. That is one thing I have discovered. That tea is still quite hot, though. But whiskey is pretty good for smoothing a bad throats. I mean, I can already hear that I'm going a little bit creaky. Oh, we have rebels. I was not watching my rebel tracks, so we're just going to go whoop. And we're going to send these two over there to go and deal with the rebel scum. This is Glenmorangie. This is my favourite one. Got it for my birthday. Lovely. I do like that one. Alright, I think we'll wait the 1 more month for the additional morale, and then we will go and attack. We've almost finished sieging down their capital, so this is all going rather well. I'm pleased with this. Highland Park is a good one. Is that smoky or is that sweet? Because I prefer the sweet ones. And rebels beaten. You guys can head back over to here. You did take a lot of casualty damage, which is annoying because the more casualties you lose, the more military drill goes down. Although the more I have to drill, the more my army professionalism goes up, and that is good because I really want to see what this is all about. Like, this is one of the new things that was added. So with salaried soldiers at 20% army professionalism, we can then build supply depots, which is interesting. Integrating Fadl. Excellent. So we are going to lose a bunch of diplomatic reputation. Prestige, however, goes up, and we have taken them out. Dwasir is coming out of nowhere. So at the moment you would not vassalize, though that is not necessarily a permanent state of affairs. Also, Dulkadir was one that I was going to try and go for, because I'm a little bit concerned about the Ottomans grabbing Dulkadir, and I'd kind of like that myself, in much the same way that Karaman is currently falling to the Ottoman onslaught. Who are the Ottomans actually at war with here? Just Karaman. Karaman were allied with people. They were allied with Arakomuru. Akkoyimulu. Wow, I really can't speak at the moment today. Do I want to start improving relations with you? Yes. I mean, we're at war, so they won't make an alliance yet, but they will in the future. Also, you can head home. Also, we can reduce our army maintenance, although we'll need to keep it up a little bit so that we can get our reinforcements coming in. So that's fine. Also, how is my merchant guilds? Alright, so basically next time it ticks, we're going to lose that development bonus, which means that we really ought to spend it now. So let's get the local manpower value and just tick it up. In fact, weren't we doing... Yeah, we were doing you. I'm going to beef you up a little bit more because you're still really cheap. Thankfully, these cotton provinces are really nice. And we have quite a lot of cotton here in Egypt, which is good. We can also spend admin. Let's sort this by admin, though, and actually beef up the places with admin. You have a 5... Oh, that's development level. Yeah, Homs is actually quite expensive, considering its level is quite low. We should be able to do that. That'll do. It's going to delay our technology for a little bit, but never mind. Hearts of Iron 4, Cradle of Civilization. It's not Hearts of Iron. Oh, the game is Hearts of Iron. Right, because I was doing that straight before this. Good point! Thanks, Bob. I was quite careful to change the title to Europa Universalis, and I just totally forgot about the game itself. Whoopsie. Alright, National Bank pays dividends, even though I don't have a national bank yet. But okay, cool. I'll take it. I mean, just because I've taken economic ideas does not necessarily mean that I have the bank itself. I thought you actually had to have the third idea for that event to fire, but apparently not. So we've taken the siege. That is a victory. I am going to take all of their stuff. Europa Universalis 4, Death of Dishon. Don't even joke about that, Bob. That expansion was terrible. Okay, a couple of people get upset, but this is a Coptic country, so I don't think many people are going to care that I care about, which is mostly Arabia at the moment. So, boom. Grabbed you before Ethiopia could steal you. We're going to send you guys back home again. And are you drilling? You are not. You should be. Crusader Kings 2 Ve Victus might be right, though. That's true. How much stronger are the new Mamluks than the old ones? They're a fair bit. They're quite good. I mean, they were decent before, but they can certainly hold their own now. Especially with the way that the new Islamic religious stuff works. In that you pick a... Well, you are Sunni or Shiite, and then within that you pick a school. And it seems that the Sufi schools are pretty popular with other people. So a lot of my neighbours, for example, willingly would become vassals, which is bizarre. This is not something I'm used to seeing very often. I mean, actually, there's not that many of them right now, but when you start, Arabia is really divided. Like, they've added a lot of new countries in Saudi Arabia, so there are a lot of people they can really beat up, although it does seem to be consolidating pretty quickly. And likewise in Ethiopia, like Ethiopia was tiny, it's like that big when it starts, and it consolidated pretty quickly. But also I've been helped by the fact that the Ottomans have had a really, really bad game so far. They lost a war to Albania. I still can't believe that. The AI Albania beat the Ottomans. What the hell? Anyway, you are still drilling because I want you to get better. That is good. We have some cores that we can make, which I'm going to go ahead and do. Now, how far away from the technology are we? Because I did screw up a little bit and go a little bit too over the top with that. We have just incorporated FUD here, so the Mamluks have grown some more. That's one of our vassals gone. And that should help with our diplomatic relations. Najd, we need to do some more with you. You are looking kind of pipsqueaky. Although I just need to improve relations with you a tiny bit more than you would accept vassalization, so I am happy to wait. The other one I wanted to go after was Dolkadir, who are somewhat further. I might try and get an alliance with them though, so that I can act as a bulwark against further Ottoman expansion. I was kind of hoping that Akunulu would be able to hold their own, but they're kind of struggling, and actually they are allied with the Ottomans. The Ottomans are less likely to go after them, so the Ottomans might only get Karaman from this. And I'm actually kind of annoying that I am kind of annoyed that they've gone after Karaman already. The reason I didn't go after Karaman is because they had some fairly strong allies who just didn't join this war for whatever reason. The other thing is I have gained some monies, which means I can build stuff. I want some more mosques, so I can get more money. Also, actually, marketplaces. Domiat and Rashid are both in the Alexandria node, which is my home node, so I want to make more money from those. And then mosques, we're just going to go with whatever's at the top, and we'll keep 100 ducats in our bank. Cool. The other thing is we are still at a force limit. Even though I've probably doubled the size of the Mamluk nation, we're still at a force limit. That's kind of surprising. We're getting a lot wealthier, though. Like, the notable thing about the Mamluks here is they are all about trade. Like, so many of their national ideas are trade-based. Cavalry combat ability, trade steering. Global trade power, trade range, prestige, manpower recovery, discipline, production efficiency, stability, trade efficiency. Like, their provincial trade power modifier. There is a lot of trade stuff going on here with the Mamluks. So once I've got economic done, I'll probably go for trade. The reason I didn't do that is because I was expecting to be getting a lot of vassals. Although some of that seems to have reset when I loaded the game, annoyingly. We could still go for Shanmar, though. They would not ally, but they would vassalize. Probably because they are threatened. So actually, if I offer you guys relation improvement, and this is good, because Shamnar is fairly large. Dwasir are farther away. I like how they made Hormuz stronger. Hormuz are a lot stronger. Hormuz are in a really good trading position. In fact, playing as the Timurids, I was amazed with how little trade power I had as the Timurids. This is a rather weakened Timurids, but when you start, you're a little bit stronger, at least until Ming comes knocking. Alright, so this is the thing that really pissed me off about this. Is I started the game, within the first year, Ming comes over and goes, Transaxonia, I'm going to support your independence. And then all of my vassals are just like, oh, 100% liberty desire because Ming is supporting it. So it just collapses, and a lot of your stuff as the Timurids is based on your subjects. Like your, no. Yeah, they are Icta powers, are based on subjects. So as soon as they're gone, you're just like, oh. Alright then. So Hormuz, what are your national ideas? Oh, I can't see from here. Merchants +1 trade power abroad. If you are anything like Oman used to be, then I'm definitely going to be playing a game as Hormuz. Because I really enjoyed Oman. Oman was like the Venice of Arabia. They had some really, really sweet trade powers, which were good. I think Oman was like one of the only Middle Eastern nations I played as. Okay, so Najd. I might not bother going after you. I know we're allied, but I think I'm not going to bother. You're only a one province minor. I'd rather just conquer you. If I can grab one of the bigger guys through vassalization, then that would actually be way better. I am going to be losing more and more Diplo as I get more alliances, but this makes me stronger. Having lots and lots of friends. No, Ming has definitely not been towed down. Apparently the Ottomans have, and you're kind of seeing the results of that. But Ming has not been toned down, and as far as I can tell, Muscovy hasn't, though I have not seen much of Muscovy yet. But Ming's just... oh, man. Twice I started that game as the Timurids. I thought the first time, oh, maybe Ming just had a bit of a blip. Did it again within a year. They supported independence again. So how did you not catch this in QA? Seriously. This is a big freaking deal, because like the Timurids were supposed to be like the flagship nation in this DLC. Like all of their development diaries are about the Timurids and how cool they are now. Well, they're unplayable because Ming just destroys them. It's like playing as... it's exactly... so the Timurids are basically the Middle Eastern version of Burgundy. They're entirely reliant on their subjects. And it's like playing as Burgundy and then suddenly Russia supports the independence of Holland. It's like, what possible reason do you have for doing that? You are absolutely no threat to me. I'm no threat to you. You have no overlapping spheres of influence or anything like that. And yet you still completely screw the country. Cool. New game. Anyway, enough ranting about that. Let's keep on the coring going. Ethiopia, who are your allies? Small people, not a problem. So the only thing I really need to watch out for are my manpower. Timurids are not that strong. No, but they shouldn't be destroyed by Ming within the first year of the game. Ming is over here. Timurids are over here. Why possibly does Ming get involved in Timurid politics? Why? If there was a reason for it, if there was a strategic reason that that Ming would do it, like if Yarkand was a tributary or something, I could understand it, but they're not. They just did it to screw with you. Royal marriage with Shamnar. Shamnar are the ones that I have just... no, they're not. Yes, I have. I'm allied with them. Why are your units not blue? Because you're not a vassal, you're an ally, and we're not in a war together. That's why. I'm confusing myself. How many more troops do we need? Not very many, so we can go ahead and reduce maintenance entirely. Are you guys actually training? Yes, you are. Good. Moorish refugees. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, Granada has fallen to the infidels. The last jewel of Al-Andalus, a beacon of learning, is now in Castellan hands. As the Islamic world reeled from this loss, Moorish refugees flocked to the Muslim cities and courts of North Africa and the Middle East, bringing with them knowledge, works by exceptional scholars like Abu al-Walid ibn Rashid, Abu al-Qasim al-Zaharwi, and Abu Bakr ibn Tufail. Inviting these refugees to the Mamluks might provide an enormous boost in our own efforts in the fields of science and culture. So development cost goes down. We gain base tax in Suada. It costs us a bit of Diplo and a bit of admin. That sounds amazing. Yes, absolutely. Oh wait, how long does that last? 86. Ooh, 25 years. Nice. And as a part of that, can we get our Diplotech yet? No, not quite. Hey, Neon. Hey, Mean Wolf. In fact, Neon, I knew you were here already. Yeah, both Ming and Muscovy, the ones that really needed to look at after Mandate of Heaven and Third Rome, but they haven't done it. What was the last EU4 developer game? Was that Custom Nations? Because if it was Custom Nations, I can kind of understand why they haven't fixed Ming, but if it was actual nations, then that should have been standing out like a sore thumb, and it is usually the multiplayer that they use to balance the game with. Yeah, I realise, Neon. 50 sympathy cheer for Timurids, rest in peace. Yeah, it's going to look bad, because I am uploading the Timurid game to my YouTube, and it's going to be a grand total of 2 episodes. And in those 2 episodes, you get me restarting as Ming, and the original Ming game. It's like, oh, come on! One of those restarts, by the way, lasts a grand total of 6 minutes. That's how long it took for Ming to ruin that game. 6 minutes. Ah. Can you drill navies? I doubt it. That's not a navy. That's an army. No. You can tell them what to do during wars, and I think they've just changed the icon. As far as I can tell, the navies function exactly the same way. And you guys, you need to join my cavalry army so you can get trained up. And you guys need to come over here so you're not suffering attrition. Right, that's why my army force... It has actually gone up. It's just that I gained 4 new troops when I took over Fuddle. Alright, we're okay, we're okay. Maybe you're going about it the wrong way. Play as one of Timurid's vassals. Yeah, but I wanted to play as the Timurids. They should... I mean, if it was someone like the Ottomans ruining the Timurid state, I could understand that. The Ottomans have a stake in what's going on in this area. Ming does not. It's just the fact that it was Ming that did it that pisses me off. They don't need that kind of helping hand. Can you play as... yes, you can form Arabia. So to form the nations, there's Arabia and Egypt. To form Arabia, you need to take over most of the Arabian stuff and be admin tech 10. To form Egypt, I can actually do it already, except for the admin tech. And it says that the Mamluks government is Mamluk government crossed out. My government is actually the new Mamluk government form. But for some reason that's crossed out. So I'm not sure if that's a bug, or if that's working as intended, or if it's just showing the wrong information. So it might be that you need to be a government other than Mamluk. I'm not sure. Although that wouldn't really make much sense, I don't think. The other thing which is kind of cool, which I want to show off, which is related to the Mamluk government, is you are kind of based on your culture. So depending on the culture of your ruler, and that is a thing now, like your ruler can have different cultures, determines the strength of your government powers. So, Mamluk government, monthly autonomy change, max promoted cultures, monarch admin... Okay, so the first two... Standard. Monarch administrative skill, +2. That's like Prussia, but for admin. So you can have a really big, sprawling empire with loads and loads of cores, or you can have a fabulously wealthy empire based on the amount of admin development, so tax that you can collect. And you can get a lot of tax with the Mamluks. There are a lot of abilities that boost their tax income. So that's really strong. And then also, and this is the interesting part, cost of advisors with ruler's culture. -25%. So if your ruler has the same culture as your advisors, and that is now a thing displayed here, then you get them cheaper. So Yunus Zagi, for example, is in fact Egyptian. My ruler is Egyptian. Therefore, his monthly cost is reduced by 25%. That is really cool. I like that bit of flavor. So it kind of matters outside of just the bonuses which advisors you pick. And it probably would depend on what cultures you have in your empire. So if you have a very diverse... not culturally homogenous nation, then you can have advisors from all different types of places, and you're not going to get that advisor cost bonus. That was not a thing for the Timurids, so I think that is a Mamluk special. Some other government forms may have it as well, but the Mamluks certainly do. The other thing which the Mamluks have is promote culture cost reduction, so you can create a more homogenous nation for the Mamluks with that. Diplomats +1, number of states +1, and then national focus cooldown -5. That's fairly standard. The other interesting thing is these abilities. Promote Egyptian in government. So all your power costs go down by 5%. Now note, promote Egyptian in government. That is because my ruler is Egyptian. The ruler I had before this was Circassian. Circassia is up here. So depending on how much of this area I own, determines what my abilities are. So, for that one, it doesn't actually matter. That's just the admin one. But for these two, it matters a lot. Sell off Egyptian slaves. You will get 392 ducats from your Egyptian culture provinces. So the more Egyptian cultures provinces that I have, the more money I will make from selling off the Egyptian slaves. Likewise, recruit from Egyptian lands. Gain 9,800 manpower from your Egyptian culture provinces. If I didn't have Egyptian culture provinces, if it was, for example, Circassian, then I don't get any bonus from this. So it really matters who you or what culture your leader is. And there is essentially like an election every time you get a new ruler, where you can pick the culture with various bonuses and penalties based on that. Hey, Dana. So I kind of like that. That was a surprise that I had not seen that in the developer diaries for EU4, and I was like, you know what, that's actually kind of cool. I like that, especially when you're playing the more culturally distinct nations. I'm trying to say this very carefully.